Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we tackling a topic that might sound a little counterintuitive. Why making a lot of money does unautomatically make you good with money? You might think, if I just got a huge raise or won the lottery, all my financial problems would disappear. But the truth is, a high income can often act like a giant magnifying glass, making existing bad financial habits even bigger and more destructive. Let's dive into why earning more doesn't always mean having more. First, let's talk about lifestyle inflation. This is probably the biggest trap high earners fall into. You get a pay bump, and what's the first thing that comes to mind? Upgrade. A bigger apartment, a fancier car, more expensive vacations, designer clothes. Suddenly, your new, higher salary is being eaten up by a new, higher level of spending. The problem is, this becomes a never-ending cycle. Each raise just leads to more upgrades, and you end up living paycheck to paycheck, just with more expensive stuff. Your net worth doesn't actually grow because your expenses grow right alongside your income. It feels like you're running on a hamster wheel, just a fancier, gold-plated one. The core issue here isn't the spending itself, but the lack of a plan. Without a solid budget and clear financial goals, extra money doesn't have a purpose. It just becomes fun money that disappears without a trace. A budget isn't about restricting yourself. It's about telling your money where to go instead of wondering where it went. Whether you earn $30,000 a year or $300,000, the principle is the same. You need to assign every dollar a job, some for bills, some for savings, some for investing, and yes, some for fun. Without that blueprint, a flood of new cash can just cause chaos. Another huge factor is the psychological side of money. For many, spending is tied to emotion. We shop when we're sad to feel better, or we spend to celebrate when we're happy. A high income can supercharge this emotional spending. Feeling stressed after a long week at your high-pressure job, it's easier to justify a $500 treat-yourself moment. This creates a dangerous link where your financial decisions are driven by feelings, not by logic and long-term goals. Money becomes a tool for temporary emotional regulation rather than a tool for building long-term security and freedom. This also ties into keeping up with the Joneses, or in the case of high earners, the super rich Joneses. When you're in a high-income bracket, your social circle changes. Your colleagues, neighbors, and friends are likely also high earners. The pressure to maintain a certain image can be immense. Everyone's driving a luxury car. Their kids are in expensive private schools. They're members of exclusive clubs. You feel this unspoken pressure to conform, to prove that you belong. This social comparison is a financial black hole. You end up making purchasing decisions based on what others will think, not on what's actually right for your financial health. You're funding a lifestyle to impress people you might not even like with money you should be using to build your own future. Furthermore, a high income can create a false sense of security. When you have a lot of money coming in every month, it's easy to think, I'll always be able to earn this much. I don't need to worry about saving for a rainy day. This can lead to a dangerously low savings rate and a lack of an emergency fund, but life is unpredictable. Job loss, economic downturns, health crises, they can happen to anyone, regardless of their salary. Without a safety net, a high earner who suddenly loses their income can find themselves in a much deeper hole than someone with a lower income who has been diligently saving. Their high monthly expenses become an anchor that can sink them incredibly fast. Think about the stories you've heard of lottery winners or professional athletes who end up broke just a few years after making millions. It's the perfect, albeit extreme, example of this phenomenon. They were handed a massive income, but they didn't have the financial habits or the mindset to manage it. They fell into every trap: lifestyle inflation, emotional spending, bad advice, and a false sense of security. Their story proves a critical point. Financial success is not about how much you make. It's about how much you keep and what you do with what you keep. It's about your habits. So, how do you fix this? How do you ensure that a higher income actually leads to greater wealth and financial freedom? It all comes back to the fundamentals. The first step is awareness. You have to be honest with yourself about your relationship with money. Track your spending for a month. Don't judge it, just observe. Where is your money really going? The results might shock you. This isn't about guilt. It's about gathering data so you can make informed decisions. Once you have that awareness, you need to build a system. The most important part of this system is paying yourself first. This is a non-negotiable rule. Before you pay your rent, before you buy groceries, before you spend a single dollar on anything else, a portion of your income goes directly into savings and investments. Automate it. Automate it. Set up automatic transfers from your checking account to your savings, your retirement fund, your brokerage account. This way, you remove the temptation to spend it. The money is out of sight, out of mind, and it's working for your future self before your present self has a chance to blow it on something frivolous. Next, set clear, inspiring financial goals. Save more money is not a goal. It's a vague wish. Save $1,000 a month for a down payment on a house so I can buy in 2 years. That is a goal. It's specific, measurable, and has a powerful why behind it. When your goals are exciting, it makes the process of saving and investing feel less like a sacrifice and more like a strategy to win the game of life. Your goals give your money purpose beyond just consumption. And finally, you need to work on your money mindset. This means separating your self-worth from your net worth or the things you own. It means finding joy and fulfillment in things that don't have a price tag. Experiences, relationships, personal growth. Practice gratitude for what you already have. When you cultivate an abundance mindset that isn't dependent on consumerism, the urge to spend emotionally or to keep up with others starts to fade away. You start making financial decisions from a place of confidence and security, not fear or inadequacy. Remember, income is just a tool. A powerful one, yes, but still just a tool. Having a bigger hammer doesn't make you a master carpenter. You still need to learn the skills, have a blueprint, and practice the craft. The same is true for money. A high income gives you a massive opportunity, but it's your habits, your discipline, and your mindset that will ultimately determine whether you build a masterpiece of financial freedom or just a bigger, more expensive cage. Focus on building the right habits now, no matter what your income is. Learn to budget, pay yourself first, set clear goals, and understand your emotional spending triggers. If you build that solid foundation, then when your income does increase, you'll be ready. You will be the master carpenter who knows exactly how to use that powerful tool to build the life you truly want. Thanks so much for watching today. If this video resonated with you, hit that like button and subscribe for more content on building real, lasting wealth. Let me know in the comments what your biggest financial habit challenge is. I'd love to hear from you. See you in the next video.